watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi.
Tony, welcome to Gov.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny and you probably shit yourself a lot and you're no fun to be with and you don't make that much money and you're not going anywhere in show business and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker! Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker! Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. The Facebook page, the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please follow the Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, if you feel like commenting today, which we hope you do, because we want song requests, we want you guys to chime in. So if you want to be a part of our conversation, you want to hear your name, you want to hear your comment read, please head over to the YouTube feed, because that is where we monitor the comments. The Knockem Dead Comedy Show, we're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. There's John Rusciello. Good morning, Tony, Frank, and guest. Well, there you go. Speaking of Long Island legends, Mike Ponella is here, and Frank is here, of course. Mike Ponella, son of Lou.
Oh, nice. That's true. My mom is Louise.
Oh, that's
true,
what I meant.
yes.
That's exactly what I was talking about. See that? That's how good I am at my research.
You're very good at your research, except for one thing. Lou Ponella was associated with the other team in New York.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay.
Now, are you a Yankee hater?
I'm not a Yankee hater, but I'm an unhappy and unfortunate Met follower, lover, loyal to the Mets.
But
I'm jealous of the Yankees. How's that?
Well,
How's
yes,
that?
I'm with you. I'm with you there. But as Met fans, do you think it can get any worse? I always think, right, this is the bottom. It can't get any worse. And then something does happen where it's like, holy crap, it's worse. But
well, every once in a while, the carrot will be held out. Like back in 2015, when
Yes.
David Wright was still with us.
Yes.
And Yoenis Cespedes carried us into the World
Yeah,
Series.
when he was good.
Before the injury off season. And then, of course, we had the great closer, Edwin Diaz, getting hurt last year. Our
Yes.
closer
Yes.
missed the entire season. There's always something.
Yep.
We're always waiting for that other shoe to drop. Correct?
Absolutely right. Yep. And even this year, I don't have high expectations, but I just want an exciting season. That's all. That's all I ask.
They are competitive right now.
And I think it's going to stay that way.
They're competitive now. Thank you for the wild card.
Yes.
Because if we had to depend on them to win a division, that's not
forget
going to
it.
happen.
Right.
They're not going to catch the Phillies.
Right.
I would be very, very surprised and shocked if that happened.
I mean, it's not impossible. In 69, they were, 12 games back in August. And they came back and won the World Series. So you never know.
Amazing.
I personally feel that this, it's 2024, but it feels like 1984 to me. Because that's when they were starting to put the pieces together. And then in 85, they brought in Gary Carter. And that just kind of, that was like the missing link. And then 86, they won it. I'm kind of getting that vibe now. Like, we're just missing another piece or two, and then boom, we're gonna take it.
I agree. Gary Carter was that final piece that was missing,
Yep.
and what a team. I was actually thinking and hoping that after 86, they would have won a couple more.
Yeah. And they should have, but they dismantled that team pretty quickly, which to a certain degree you can't blame them because there was a lot of shenanigans going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, which, of course, as fans, we probably wouldn't know.
Right. But now we do know.
But now we do know.
We know a lot. We were talking before we went on the air. You mentioned, you yelled out to Bud Harrelson at a Ducks game. I met Gary Carter. Actually, I met him 4 times.
Fantastic.
One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
I love hearing stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all of us have had encounters with celebrities in many different fields.
Yeah, right.
Whether it's music, the arts, athletics, whatever. And isn't it great when you meet one of your celebrities and they turn out to be just that, a great person?
Right. All right. So before we get into all things Michael Ponella, who was the nice celebrity you met? Who was the biggest dick?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I've met a few celebrities that I thought were very, very nice.
Okay.
I've met Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
He was very nice. Keith was very nice. In fact, I told him a joke, and he actually reacted to my joke in a very funny way. So I told him the joke about. I used to tell this joke about John Lennon.
Okay.
You know, I'm a big, huge John Lennon and Beatles fanatic. Obviously, Frank will tell you that. And I used to always tell this joke. And I used to say, if John Lennon was alive today, at this time, I guess he would have been close to 80 or whatever. I said, if John was alive today, he'd be in the bathroom brushing his teeth. And Yoko would say, John, what are you doing in there? He said, I'm brushing my teeth. And she'd say, well, why are you taking so long? Because I'm brushing yours as well. So now I told that joke to Keith Emerson, and he looked at me. He was very kind about it, and he said, "Very effective."
That's what he said?
That's what he said.
Wow, that's...
He said, "Very effective."
Okay.
So that was his nice way of saying, "All right." That's
Right.
But he still was very nice and very gracious, and I got to shake that hand that played Tarkus on the keyboard.
Right, yeah, he was tremendous.
So that was a great celebrity that I met.
Okay.
I also met when my wife and I were on vacation one time. We had taken our kids back in the I want to say late '90s, early. I don't remember the exact year, but we had met. We took my kids to a Club Med.
Okay.
And it was a family Club Med down in Mexico. And we met Dee Wallace, the one who played the mom on E.T.
Right.
And she couldn't have been nicer. I mean, they would have nights where you'd perform and pretend to be a performer. And I played Boy George one night. I doing lip syncing.
Yeah.
And she volunteered to do my makeup. So Dee is sitting there doing my makeup.
Wow.
And I said, Dee, do me one favor. And she said, what's that? I said, don't turn into a werewolf right now.
Yeah, right.
Because I remember her in The Howling. Remember she was the reporter. And
Yes. Wow.
So she had a great sense of humor. So it's nice when you do meet celebrities that are very nice. And
I think back then, though, I would have let her turn into a werewolf on me. she was a good-looking woman in her day. Yeah. She could have bit me. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, as far as the other, I don't really remember.
Nobody really?
I'm pretty lucky like that. I don't think I've ever met a
Wow.
celebrity who was very snobby or anything.
Okay.
Anytime I've met anybody, I think they were all pretty friendly.
Oh, well, that's good.
So
How about
I'm
you?
Best one, I met Ringo real quick.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I forgot you met Ringo.
Yeah, before Jones Beach show.
Yeah.
And he was about this tall to me, and I'm short.
Yeah.
He was like this to me. And a bunch of us were there from the job we worked at. And one of the girls who was with us gave him flowers, like a big bouquet of flowers. So he's holding this thing. And then this is Frank. And he's like, Frank, how you doing? Trying to hold the flowers and shake my hand. I'm just like, nice to meet you, sir. And I didn't know what else to say.
Is that what, really? You said, sir?
Nice to meet
you, sir?
Yeah.
Was this before he was knighted? Or
Yeah, right.
No, it was just me trying to be nice.
You predicted the future.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So that was it? That was your whole
2001.
That was your whole exchange?
That was the whole exchange.
Oh, 2001 at Jones Beach?
Yeah.
I think I was there for that show. I think
Maybe.
I saw that show. Yeah. Because it was only like 3 or 4 weeks before 9/11.
Yeah.
That's why I remember.
That's exactly what it was.
Because I went to, like a night or two later, I went again and saw Mellencamp. That's why I remember all that.
And because I knew we know Beatle trivia, it was August 1st. It was the 30th anniversary of Bangladesh.
Oh.
Wow.
That I met Ringo.
Now
So
we're
that was
really
cool.
geeking
that's
out
really
over
cool.
Yeah, right.
here. All right, so who was the biggest jerk to you?
I honestly don't remember one offhand. I'll probably think of one later, but I can't think of
Well,
one
I
now.
think, I'm pretty sure we were together. Well, I'll just, Joe Garagiola. You don't remember that?
Yeah, that wasn't to us. But yeah,
Not totally to us, but a little bit. He was a dick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe
really?
Garagiola was a dick. He it was after a game,
Right.
and we used to hang out. I mean, we were complaining before we went on the air about ticket prices and how, like, the Foo Fighters played Citi Field last night. I heard it was $60 to park. We go on all day about that, but but either way,
Just the park.
just to park. The Islanders, just a regular season game. It's $55 to park. Just a regular. I'm not talking playoffs or anything. Just a regular season game. But when we were younger, we would you go to a ball game, and the traffic is just a mess. Takes forever to get out. So we would hang out, and this is we didn't have wives or kids either. We were late teens, early 20s. So we didn't have responsibilities, so we could stay for 5 hours after a game and just hang out. So we used to watch the players come out. We used to,
Autographs? Get some autographs?
Sometimes we did.
Right,
sometimes we were just standing there because we had nothing else to do, and we just make fun of people. Yeah, a little bit of both. But
Tony, you know my saying, right?
What's
I
that?
laugh at myself, and if I can't laugh at myself, I'll laugh at everybody else.
Exactly. Absolutely. Oh, we're good at that.
Oh, yeah.
We're especially Met fans. There's something something not right. Yeah. So Joe Garagiola comes out, and I mean he's well past his playing days, but he was still. I think he's still doing the game of the week with Vin Scully back then.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Good
he's
Scully, right.
And he came out. All these people are coming around trying to get autographs, and he stops and he said something about he's not going to do autographs. But then he said something like, didn't he call them like you little fucks or something?
No, he just told me I'm I'm too effing busy or something like
Yes,
that.
I remember him dropping an F-bomb. I remember he
Really?
definitely dropped an F-bomb. But then he had NBC, the game of the week, they had like these baseball cards. But, it was like a current picture of him superimposed over a catcher outfit with a glove. And they had his autograph, but it was all pre-printed autograph.
Right, it wasn't even real. Yeah.
So he says, but I'm going to give these out. But what he does is he just goes like that, throws them up in the air. So everybody's got to go scurrying for him.
Oh,
and then
instead
he,
of just like
right.
handing them out.
Right,
like
thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
No, he just threw them up in the air like that.
And walked away.
Yeah, and walked away. Like, that was one of the biggest dick moves I've ever seen.
I'm in an effing hurry. I think that's what he said.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Now, you guys may remember this, and Frank, being a Beatle fanatic like I am, who met Joe Garagiola when he was filling in for Johnny Carson?
John and Paul.
When John Lennon and Paul McCartney came to New York to promote Apple.
And they didn't know he was going to be there.
They thought that Johnny Carson was going to be the host because they were on The Tonight Show.
Right.
They get on The Tonight Show, and who do they meet? Joe Garagiola.
But the best is on the Beatles anthology when they're being interviewed about it. Paul McCartney says Joe DiMaggio was hosting.
Yeah, that was Neil Aspinall.
Oh, Aspinall said that? Oh, okay.
They met Joe DiMaggio. I remember
That's
Neil
right.
Aspinall.
That's funny.
Joe.
Oh man! And that interview was very awkward too. That whole interview, I've heard and seen parts of it. Nobody knows what to do with themselves.
Yeah, you go on
Really
YouTube.
bad.
There's bits and pieces. Yeah,
it's really bad.
All right, Andrew Fremder, nice shirts. You guys look like squirt bottles at the concession stand. He's kind of right about that.
Mustard and ketchup.
This is actually orange. It comes off looking yellow.
I
for
love
some
it.
reason.
Yeah,
See,
I'm
you're
wearing
right,
my
yeah.
Sergeant Pepper shirt.
That's
Yeah,
a cool
that's what I
shirt.
should have done.
Yeah, it does. It does look yellow on the screen.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know
weird.
why. That's
Yeah,
weird.
it's orange. But he's right. We do look like juice squirt bottles.
Funny.
Same shape too.
Nice.
All right, so we're hanging out with Mike Ponella today. Now, first thing I got to ask:
Yeah.
Are you the real Mike Ponella? Because I saw that you were hacked on Facebook. So I don't know. Maybe
This is true. I haven't really been on Facebook much these days. I go on very rarely just to share the gigs.
Okay, yeah. You have to.
I
Right? You
found
have
that
to
it was
that.
taking up too much time.
Really?
And I found, I'd rather be out living life than posting about it. And
Sure.
But yes, I've been hacked once again.
Oh, it's not the
And-
first time.
No, I was hacked months ago as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and what I've been fortunate. It's never happened to me. So what? Like, do they
Well, what happens
post
is- well,
in your
people-
name? Like, what happens?
What happens is people will tell me, they say, Mike, I'm getting friend requests from you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we
I've
were
had that.
already friends.
Right.
So they say, I think you were hacked.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's one of the things. As far as the name Mike Ponella, my dad was Mike Ponella. I'm Mike Ponella. My son is Mike Ponella. And my grandson is Mike Ponella.
Wow.
I know.
And up until my dad passed last year, we had a lot of pictures with the four of us, which was pretty cool.
That is cool.
So the name is continuing on.
You guys just couldn't think of anything else? Or?
No, that's it. It was just, it's either Mike or Fred. And
That's like Italians. It's everybody's Joe, Tony, or Vinny.
That's great.
So that's that stinks that you were hacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, all right. So let's do this right off the bat. Going to put you on the spot, Mike Ponella.
Yes.
Name every band you've ever been in.
Okay. We're going to
Because
start. Right?
there's a lot.
There's very. You mean from the time I was a kid?
From when you first started playing out.
The garage bands and everything?
Start from the.
All right, I'll tell you
your
what.
first gig, like
I'll
the
tell
first
you what,
band
I
you
will,
played.
I will name, when I was 16 years old, I got a
Okay.
great, quick little story here.
All right.
When I was 16 years old, I did a road trip.
Okay.
Up at Cortland University.
Sure.
Me and the drummer, John Cristando. I don't know if you know John. He plays with my brother in the Manticore ELP tribute band.
Oh, okay.
And John was a veteran musician as well. But we were 16 years old, and we had three buddies, Vinny, Mike, and Desi, and they were 17. We all had to get permission slips from our parents, because we were going to do a weekend up at Cortland University.
Okay.
So it was my first road trip, 16 years old. We got
Cool.
the permission slips. We did the first night in the frat house. We
At
stayed in the
16,
frat
they're
house.
like thinking college
Oh,
girls.
it
You
was-
must have been in
it
heaven.
Was, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there were things going on at that time. As
Nice.
You know, in the in 1971, there were things going on for all of us. We were teenagers of our time.
Yep.
I always call myself part of the Woodstock generation.
Right.
So
Nice.
here we are. We get up there, The next night, we're in the big Student Union Hall, which was on stage, on big auditorium.
Nice.
And we were the opening act. There was a second band, a trio. And the headliner was supposed to have been John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Oh, wow.
At that time, they were just pretty new.
Yeah.
And we found out that day that their plane had got fogged in, or whatever was going on at Heathrow Airport in London. They couldn't come in. So it was just us and the other band carrying the show. And it was very interesting, to do a weekend like that. So the name of that band was Muzz, named after our lead singer, Muzz, M-U-Z-Z.
Okay.
That was his nickname.
All right.
Okay. Then that was one band.
All right,
then,
you're keeping track. Yeah, 'cause I'm curious to hear how many bands we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Let's fast forward a couple of years later to a band called Six Horse Hitch. Now, Six Horse Hitch was a very popular dance band in Queens. We still have, I believe there's a Facebook page out there right
Oh, no
now.
kidding. Wow.
And for 3 years, that band did all the clubs on. We did the whole summer under the Frank Cariola organization back in the summer of '76. And one of the guys from that band, Reggie Bell, who was the keyboard player, Reggie and I go way back to 1976.
Nice.
He now plays with Desert Highway, Beyond Fab, and Sir Paul, a couple of bands that Reggie and I played in.
So you say dance band, you're talking about a disco band.
Well, no. It was a rock band, but we did do some back. At that time, we did a lot of high school dances.
Right.
So we did
disco
a lot
was
of
a
rock.
thing at
We
that
did
time.
everything from Yes. To we would do Dancing Machine by Michael Jackson. I mean, we would do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So that was that band, Six Horse Hitch. Then I played. Then I had an original band called Carnival Anthem, which became Carnival, with my brother and my buddy Richie and two other guys, Sal and Pete, and we used to play Max's Kansas City.
Oh, wow,
and
nice.
places like that. And we were an original band, so we did the Manhattan original circuit.
All right, so how many is that?
3 so far.
We were on the Uncle Floyd show a few times.
Oh,
we
cool.
Still have the video. I still have the videos
Nice.
of us. Back then, I had hair. I didn't have to wear a hat all the time.
I want to go. The Six Horse Hitch.
Yeah,
That spells S-H-H.
that's right.
Is that a little hidden
We were
meaning
trying to
then?
keep it quiet.
You didn't have people saying that to you, though. I'm thinking the band was good. Yeah. Right.
They would call us Hitch. Anyway. All right, so then Anthem became Carnival because in a Rock Scene magazine, we were doing our own recordings, our own originals, went nationwide, and there was a band on the West Coast called Anthem, so we had to legally change our name, which we did. We also opened up for Uncle Floyd. We did a live weekend up in Emmetson in Jamesburg, New Jersey. So
Right, that's where
that
he's
was
from.
fun.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
Uncle Floyd and his crew were a lot of fun.
He's still doing it, too. He's still out there.
He's still out there. Floyd Vivino. He's still.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, his brother,
Right.
is the leader of the Fab Four.
Right.
Which all Beatle fans know who they are.
Yeah.
And then I went on. After that, I went on and did weddings for 10 years. So from 30 to 40, I had a wedding band
Okay.
called. It was called Night Moves.
Night Moves.
So for 10 years with my good pal Vinny Napolitano, a great guy, we were teenagers cutting our teeth together in rock music and did weddings. And for 10 years, it was a great source of extra income. As you know, the wedding circuit was very good.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
Your friend Vinny that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Still alive?
No.
Because I knew a Vinny Napolitano.
Did you?
Who
No,
has passed.
Yeah,
So
he
big guy?
He
Kind of like a really big guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but coincidence, probably the same name.
Yeah,
He
well, yeah,
passed-
popular.
He passed back in '94.
Oh, okay. No, my apologies. Yeah, this
No.
guy passed me about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
give or take.
probably a very common name.
Yeah, but you never know, so I thought I'd ask.
So that ended that band, and then that morphed into some of the guys from that band. We did a thing called Maxwell Silver, which I believe Frank remembers.
I remember that.
I remember that.
So Maxwell Silver went
Oh,
through
wow.
a few different personnel changes.
Okay.
But along the way, I had hooked up with Joe DeFlorio. You knew Joe.
Yeah.
And we did The Pedestrians, an original album. We were doing originals. We
Oh,
started
cool.
doing like Oyster Fest and Eco Fest and the original circuit, as you know. You don't make a lot of money doing originals,
No.
and
Yeah,
it's all
no.
about selling your CD and trying
Right.
to get some notoriety. And Joe and I still keep in touch. He has moved to North Carolina,
Right.
but
Oh, is that where he...
last year when I went down there, we did a gig
nice.
together down there.
Oh, that's cool. I hadn't heard his name in a long time, so I was wondering what happened to him. Okay.
That's where Joe is.
Nice.
And of course now we have all the other bands. We have the Liverpool Shuffle, which was the Beatle band.
Right.
Then we had Tuesday Afternoon, that was my Moody Blues band.
Okay.
Then I played with
Was
Danny.
George a part of that?
Yes.
We had George in here a few weeks ago. Okay.
George Tebbett, who played in the Moody Blues Band with me and also in Beyond Fab.
Right.
George and I played him, and Sir Paul. We played in all those bands together with Mike Green. And in fact, I will see George next week because we're going to be doing a 25th birthday for Lenny Toby.
Nice.
It's coming up. And,
with Mark Klein.
Yes,
Yeah,
with Mark
okay,
Klein. And
yeah.
that's going to be a reunion for George Tebbett and myself with Mike, Reggie, and Wayne. Beyond Fab, we're going to play at the
very nice.
Warehouse.
Nice.
And that'll be an afternoon gig next Sunday, the 28th, I believe.
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
What's that? Is that a benefit for Lenny?
No, it's just
Just
going
a
to be
thing.
a big
Oh, okay.
celebration, a birthday
cool.
party celebration, and we're
Very
going to
nice.
be doing the afternoon there.
Cool.
So, so you mentioned Tuesday afternoon. Then there was the one Three Dog Night tribute with Danny Calvagno.
Oh.
Right, forgot about that.
PJ Cardinal, Linda Mackley, John Davis, the two guys from Decadia, John Fox and Peter Centorino. So we had the Three Dog Night Band, which was called One. All
Okay.
right, and then where am I now? Okay. Oh, and then eventually I was asked to join 45 RPM.
Right.
So I've been with 45 for almost 5 years now. This December,
It's been that long.
That
this
long, wow.
this December will make 5 years, and of course, we all know what happened, the tragedy of us losing our beloved Danny.
Right.
So that was
Lead singer of that band.
Yeah.
But with that, all right, so how many bands is that?
That's 13. You also
well,
sit
there
in-
were other garage bands.
Right.
I'm
You also sit in with Strawberry Fields once in a while, right?
I do. I do some Beatles sub gigs with Tony, who you had on I
Just
think
last week.
Right.
Yep. The
So-
reason I asked that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
because Tony just texted me to say, please
Make sure he mentions my band.
please mention Tanner Park was moved to Wednesday, July 24th for Strawberry Fields.
Oh.
Okay.
It was supposed to be last night and they got rained out.
Oh, okay.
So it's next week, Wednesday instead. I didn't know if you were part of that
Okay.
or...
No, I'm not part of that, but
Okay.
I am on the books to play with them in September. I believe it's September 22nd at the City Winery.
Oh, nice.
So I fill in for them. Tony calls me up to play the George role
Right.
when his regular George is not always available.
Right.
So I just did a few with them in April and May. I did the City Winery in the city and the one up in Hudson Valley.
Okay.
I think it's Montgomery, New York. Really nice.
Wow.
So I do get to play with Tony with the Strawberry Fields.
So you're
guys.
all over the
That's
place.
14.
That's fun. And
That's
I
14,
am
right.
subbing with Beyond Fab again. Besides next week, I'm going to be doing the Moon Chaser. The boat that goes out of Captree. That's
Oh, that's what it's
going to
called.
be
I know what
August the
you're talking
25th.
Okay.
I also have a duo with Ray Luisi, who says hello to you
Yes.
guys. Another Hicksville boy.
Oh,
And
that's why I know that name. Who
Yeah, Shoobies. We have a duo called the Shoobies.
Oh, okay.
And Ray and I will be. Ray recently had some surgery and he's taking a little sabbatical, but we will be back in action September the 20th.
Nice.
Okay.
At a place called the Salisbury Tavern. I actually brought a list of gigs because I said Tony may ask me.
Oh, absolutely.
Where I'm playing. So
Feel free to plug anything you want.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have this Saturday with
Right.
45. We're at the Mineola Amphitheater.
Nice.
Next Tuesday, 45 is at the Nesconset Gazebo. That's next Tuesday.
Oh, that's a nice one. I like
Yeah,
that.
so we do have a few, a few things coming up here and there. And
45 RPM. What's the deal with that bass player?
oh, Simon.
I don't know him personally, but
He's a-
whenever I've
he's a
seen,
phenomenal-
he's just
Yes, he's a phenomenal bassist, and he's very animated.
very animated.
And I always say he's the eye candy in the band. You can't take your eyes off. He's got the most
Right.
fantastic, outrageous wardrobe.
right. Yeah.
And
Does it all on purpose.
And
Yeah.
I don't
great
even
guy.
I asked him, do you rent a Westie storage locker
Yeah,
for all
right.
your
Yeah,
outfits? I
right.
said, where do you keep all these costumes?
Yeah.
Most of us we kind of have a couple of colorful shirts and things.
Right.
He must
Yeah.
rent storage someplace.
Oh my God.
So for those who don't know, explain what 45 RPM, what that band is, because it's completely different than anything else that's out
Right,
there.
45 RPM. We do a lot of. It's basically the 70s. It's basically from that decade, and we'll do songs that most other bands just don't do. And we do. We'll do like the theme song for Laverne and Shirley. We'll do the theme song for the Brady Bunch. We'll do
Right.
Partridge Family.
Right.
We'll do Sugar Sugar. I'll sing I put on a giant hat like a Willy Wonka top hat, and I do the Candyman.
Right.
That's great.
There's things that we do, plus a lot of big hits from the 70s.
Yeah,
Like
right, yes.
We do some Three Dog Night. We do tunes like Brandy or A Fine Girl.
Right.
Songs like Lonely Boy, the Raspberries doing Go All the Way.
Great tune.
I mean, there's a lot of great tunes, and they're all great singers. So we have 5 lead singers, so you're getting different voices.
Wow.
And Simon sings a couple of the fun songs like Simon Says and Ballroom Blitz and a few of those things. But basically you have 5 lead singers in the band. And there's the harmonies. There's all the harmonies.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And Karen, our fearless leader, she's kept it going. And as a tribute to Danny, she's really...
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, I mean, it's. I think it's very therapeutic for all of us.
It's definitely a fun time. I'll never forget. First time I saw him was before you were in the band, but I didn't know what I was going to see because they were opening for somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but it might have been Del Judas actually. I think they're at 89 North.
Okay.
And I'm watching. I'm like, oh, these guys are pretty good. But then they played the Partridge Family theme, and I remember like looking around the room like. Thinking like, am I the only one that's hearing? Like, what is going on here? And then the bass player is jumping around doing his thing, and then eventually you get the idea, and it's fun.
Yeah. It is a fun night, and I have so many people that come to see us.
Yeah,
and they
the band
look
has a
for
good
that.
following.
They look for all that fun stuff,
right?
And they go, "You guys do what no other band does."
Yeah. Do you guys still do "To Soar with Love"? Do you still play that one?
Yeah, we did it the other day. Yeah, Lulu, Linda Mackley, who's not only a tremendous drummer, she's a great singer in her own right, and she sings "To Soar with Love." So that's
cool.
How the nickname, I guess, Lulu.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So early on, the original lineup, when they do that song, all of a sudden at the end, the last chorus, they start headbanging while they're playing it. If you want it, and the hair's going and the whole thing.
Right.
So one time I wrote to them, I said, do you mind if I get a wig? Can I come up with you and just get the headbang? They're like, yeah, come on up. So I got this purple punk wig. And just walked.
You didn't ask to play with the band.
I played with the band too. I've done that too. We did Dave June Believer a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
But that one time I said,
you wanted to just headbang?
To come up with the wig. So midway through, I slowly walk up and had the big wig on. I put the wig on at the very last second, and we all started headbanging to that song. And I just walked off again. And they're like, "Frank Walker, everybody!"
And how dizzy were you after that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I figured.
Tony, I'm telling
But it
you,
was
you
fun.
think I was in a lot of bands? Your brother has played with every.
Oh, you're
band
both a couple of sluts. You guys get around.
We sleep around, Frank. Now it's out, Frank. We sleep around with all the other musicians.
Should have been drinking when you said that.
All right, I'm gonna read some comments, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask you guys grab those guitars and figure out something to play.
Okay, sure.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to read some comments here. Actually, between the three of you, you all look like a half-broken traffic light. That's great. Ray Luisi is watching.
Oh, good.
Hey.
He says, Nigel, is that your nickname?
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Oh, that's all right.
In the shoebies, I'm known as Nigel.
Oh, all right.
We used to do a thing called Beatlography, and I was Nigel Crookshank.
Nice.
And Tom Christie was Lawrence Longbottom.
So, Beatlology, what was the name of a band?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's another one. So that's what.
It was more like a spoken history of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and we would do tunes and. As two old gentlemen from Liverpool telling their stories. And we would tell the stories behind the songs, and we would tell some funny, some funny jokes and things.
Oh,
like
that's
that,
interesting. Mike Ponella. So Ray says Mike Ponella, one of the best singers you'll ever hear. Oh wow.
That's really putting a little too much responsibility to live up to there. Ray.
So we have one request. All right, now acoustic, it's hard to do, but I've seen it's a Lenny Kravitz tune. Are You Gonna Go My Way? I've seen him do it bluesy acoustic, like a slow blues type. But you don't know that song?
Not to play it, no.
You don't know that? That song is a classic.
Oh, it is. I just don't know it.
I don't know it.
Really? All right.
I'm still trying to figure out "Love Me Do."
Do you know any Lenny Kravitz?
Not to play it, no.
Not to play. All right. Well, you failed. Vicky Remical Graham. Hello, everyone. A happy almost weekend. Same to you, Vicky. But we still have 2 days. All right. Sorry, John. They don't know Are You Going to Go My Way? John, feel free to request something else.
Feel free to request something that we know.
Yeah, well, that too.
Is there any Beatles song you guys don't know?
That's the one he's going to request.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Frank, do you know the new one, Now and Then? Do you know?
I don't. I've never played it, but I can give it a shot.
Enough of it to fake it? Or?
Yeah, I can. If you sing it, I can back you up. Because I don't know the words.
What'd you think of that?
What, Now and Then? I loved it. I loved the way the whole AI, the way they lifted John's voice off the recording and cleaned it up. I thought it was fantastic.
I don't like like fake AI stuff, but when they use it for something like this, I'm all for it.
Right. I agree with you, Tony. It was used for a great purpose.
Well, and I'm hoping, because there's bad quality recordings out there of the Beatles live before they were famous. You know, the cavern stuff and the handbrake stuff.
And you're hoping they can clean all that up.
And put it out.
That would be great.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
How about the Hollywood Bowl concert? Remember? We had it on vinyl years ago.
Well,
with all the screams.
Right.
Remember that, Frank?
But they did put it out on CD, maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Give or take?
With the Ron Howard movie came out.
Right. And it's decent.
I don't really hear much of a difference, honestly.
Than the record,
yeah?
Yeah.
Do you hear the
I thought it was a little cleaned up, but...
I have to listen to it again.
But, yeah, those early recordings, I mean, songs that they never recorded, you know, I would love to hear that. And that was before they were polished and, like, they were still raunchy, like a real good bar band, you know?
Well, Lennon himself used to say, "You missed our greatest performances in Hamburg."
Yeah. Right.
When we were playing 8 hours a day.
Right.
They had some kind of a crazy schedule. I mean.
Oh, yeah. It's true. I think it was like 8 hours a night. I think you're right about that. Something ridiculous like that. All right, so that's what you're doing? You're going to do the now and then?
We can try it.
Give it a
would
shot.
you like to try it, Frank? Are you for flying without a net? If not,
yeah, that's fine with me.
If not, then we can just
as long
pick
as you...
something we both know.
I mean,
how about something we know, like two of us or something?
You know what? Only thing with that is that we've had 2 other people play that on this show.
2 of us?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's do now and. Has anybody done now and then on this show? All right. Let's give it a shot.
Somebody did. I don't
Now
know.
and then?
Yeah. it might have been DeJesu when he was here.
Oh, Joe
that
did
was
it
before we did it, though.
When the song first came out, he came on like a couple weeks later, and he did it. Yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't that good. So, no, I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Just kidding, Joey.
Totally kidding. Let me just tell you in case you decide. So we have.
Oh, that's right. I do play with Joe and Eddie. Eddie Prophet and Joe DeJason.
Norwegian Wood?
Norwegian Wood.
That's 15.
In fact,
15.
last year we were doing. Here's a funny story. Last year we were doing in Sayville, the Common Ground. And who joined us coming out for the first time to appear in public? Your brother.
Nice. Well, yeah, because you were originally part of that band,
I was part
weren't
of
you?
that early on, yeah.
And then
I
they
met
kicked
Joe.
you out because of Yoko. I don't know.
Nice.
So, so there's some other requests coming in. Purple Rain, Love Me Do, Oh Darling, Imagine, 8 days a week.
Yikes.
So those, but play whatever you want. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Go for it.
You want to do Love Me Do?
We can do
since
that.
we've been working on
Yeah.
that one, right? It's the very.
You can do both if you want.
It's the very first one, you know.
Do it.
Okay, so I'm going to do the John part. You're going to do the Paul part.
Yep, I will try. I will try to do it.
Ready, Frank?
Go for it.
All right, we got to pretend we have a harmonica here.
I'll do it on here.
Okay. All right, Frank's going to play the harmonica part. Ready, Frank?
Go for it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please
Something like that.
Two Beatle buddies just having fun at Governor's Comedy Shop. I always wanted to do Governor's Comedy Shop. You know.
Oh.
I'm the only stand-up comic whose wife tells him to sit down.
There you go.
I can clear a room in 5 minutes.
I can too, but that's from gas.
Oh, nice.
Are we talking about a run to White Castle? I mean,
Yeah.
when I moved from Ozone Park to Massapequa, that was the selling feature for me. I said to my wife, honey, they got a White Castle here in Massapequa.
But then she said, "Well, go to All American." Right?
Well, we found out about that after the fact.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we found out about All
There is nothing better than All American.
Those fries, those fresh
Those
cut
burgers,
fries,
yeah.
the quarter pounder with cheese.
I get a half pounder.
Oh, you get the half pounder.
I'm a
Okay.
pig. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I might eat half now and half later.
No, I could.
Might as well get 2 quarter pounders and
Might as well do anything home now.
Tony, were you in Detroit last month in a little bar in Detroit last month?
Yes.
You were?
No.
No, serious. Were
No,
you there?
no.
Neither was I. It must have been 2 other guys.
He set you up big time for that one.
Yes, he did.
What is the difference between a full-time musician and a large cheese pizza?
A full-time musician or
And
a large cheese pizza? What?
The large cheese pizza can feed a family of 4.
That's the truth.
What do you call a full-time musician without a wife or a girlfriend?
I think I know this one.
What?
Homeless?
Homeless.
Yeah.
Frank's been paying attention to me through the years, you see. What's the difference between a full-time musician and a park bench?
I don't know.
The park bench can support a family of 4.
I knew it had something like that. Yes. Okay.
Now, a couple weeks ago when Tony Garofalo was here,
Yeah.
he said he wants to come back on the show with you
Oh, that'd be great.
because you guys would never play. You'd be telling jokes all
We
the
would
time.
be telling jokes all day. Yes.
That's
Tony,
fine.
if you're listening, I would love to do it, my friend. I'd love to do it.
Joe DeJesu, when he had his show in here that you did.
Yes.
And you did it too.
Yeah, Joe is great.
Joe is great. But he had Ricky Byrd from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Oh, okay.
He was the original guitar player. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Very cool.
This guy, so Ricky Byrd comes in, he brings his guitar, and he puts it down. We're going to set up. He was nice and early, so we actually went out to dinner. Before we left, went out to dinner. I'm sitting next
At
to him.
10:45 in the morning, you went out to dinner?
Well, no, this was Joe's show, which was at night. So, so we go out to dinner.
I know.
I know. I was just, and Ricky, he's sitting next to me, and he's doing nothing but ask me questions about this club and the people here, and he's talking about comedy, and I'm trying to now ask him about working with Joan and other things he's done, and he's done some projects with Liberty DeVito. He's been around. He didn't want to talk about it. He just wanted to stick to the comedy. That's all he wanted to talk about. We come back here, and he refused to play. He said, "I just want to talk about comedy." He said, "I'm not playing." And poor Joe, Joe was like, "What the hell do I do now?" So Joe tried to, keep the conversation going for the show, but he never did. He never picked the guiar up and played.
It's funny how
he flat out refused. He just wanted to talk about comedy.
Tony, it's funny how there are some musicians who fancy themselves comedians.
Right? Yeah.
I'm one of them.
But it's true. You see it all, and vice versa too. A lot of musicians want to be rock stars.
I have a funny story from a couple of weeks ago. My wife has a very eclectic group of people that she works with at her law firm, and she brings a lot of them down to some of the shows. And a few weeks back, we were playing someplace with 45, and I'm pointing out to some of my wife's friends, I'm saying, "See that guy? He's a great singer. See that one? They're a great instrumentalist. He's a great bass player." And I said to our fantastic female singer, KK, I said, "And KK, you would say I'm a great comedian, right?" And she said, "Mike, I would never say that."
That's great.
I've heard
I
that.
set myself up for
Yeah, that's a perfect softball right there.
Yeah, right.
I've heard that about Michael McDonald. I heard he's a great joke teller.
Okay.
Yeah, you met him once.
I met him once, yeah.
You didn't experience that?
No.
He didn't say, "Hey Frank, let me tell you a joke."
You know, I recently developed ESP, though.
ESP?
I'm going to tell you what happened. I woke up with ESP. Pick a number from 1 to 10. Think about it. Don't tell me what it is.
All right.
You got the number, Tony?
Got it.
All right. Now, I want you to multiply that number by 9.
Got it.
Okay. I want you to take the product of the multiplication by 9.
Yeah.
Add the 2 digits together.
Got it.
Okay. Subtract 5.
Got it.
Okay, now, I want you to take the number that you have right now,
Yeah.
corresponding to the letter of the alphabet, A being 1, B being 2, C being 3, D being 4. I want you to take that letter
Yeah.
and think of a country in Europe that begins with that letter.
Got it.
Okay, now, I want you to take the last letter of that country
Yeah.
and think of an animal found in Australia.
Okay.
And now I want you to take the last letter of that animal that you found in Australia and think of a fruit.
Think of a fruit.
Yeah, a citrus fruit.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, in Denmark, kangaroos don't eat oranges.
How the hell did you do that?
ESP.
That's great.
You like that?
I do like that.
Okay, well, there you go. I told you, I just developed ESP.
You have to steal that.
You like that, Tony?
I do like
All
that.
right.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how the hell you did that.
Okay. I'll tell you after the show. I don't
Oh,
want
yeah?
all our listeners
All
to know
right.
my secrets.
Wow.
But did I come up with the right answer for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Kangaroo, Denmark, orange. Yeah,
There
it
you
was
go.
all there.
All right, great.
And it's so simple, right? I'm missing something terribly simple.
I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
about it later.
All right. John Rusiello says, "Love me do that was great." Fremder is clapping. Frank actually looks like the Yellow Submarine. He says, "Very nice."
It's orange, I tell you.
All right. So John Rusiello, who is a retired New York City policeman, he's down in Florida. He's getting treated for cancer. His nurse is with him right now. His nurse would like to hear "Come Together." Is that something you could do acoustic?
Can you sing it, Frank?
I don't
Do you
know
know.
words
I mean,
offhand.
I could play it if you know.
I mean, if you
that's
get the
one
words.
where all the lyrics are. There's a lot going on.
Let
there.
me get it.
The man himself always screwed the lyrics up when he did it live. So who cares?
But I'll tell you one thing: if Frank's wearing a shirt that looks like a Yellow Submarine, that would be a nice little sing-along that we can do.
That's easy to do.
For all the people listening to this podcast, I want to hear you all sing along right now. We're listening.
Tony's going to sing here.
He's the singer, not me.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed the sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarine. So we sailed out to the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard, many more of them live next door, and the band begins to play. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. As we live a life of ease, a life of ease. Every one of us, and all we need is all we need. Sky of blue, and sea of green, in our yellow submarine. Frankie said, we all live in yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
What happened there?
With this, aren't we, Frank?
Oh, my God.
Let's try now and then. Since
Oh, yeah, okay.
I said we fly without a net. Frankie Avalon used to fly without a net. She wasn't always available. Sometimes he would take Mabel. Sometimes he would get Ethel. Or as
I told
Grouch.
you this was gonna happen.
Tony, see, this is the thing. There's a lot of guys out there that are guitar players and singers and all. I'm a comedian. The guitar for me is a prop, like Groucho's cigar.
Right.
All right?
Yes.
And you remember what Groucho said? I'd never join a club that would have me as a member.
It's true. He did actually say
that.
that.
Groucho
Yes,
said
he did.
And when Mrs. Teasdale said, "What are you doing in that closet?" he said, "Nothing. Come on in."
Before you start, I just want to clarify something because Vicky's trying to figure out how you did that with the ESP, and even Andrew Fremder says he doesn't have ESP, he has HYD, which how'd you do that? But Vicky is saying you spelled koala wrong.
It's not koala.
It's kangaroo, Vicky. It's kangaroo.
Right. You could have said koala, but you didn't. You said kangaroo.
Right. I did have kangaroo in my head. Yes,
You had kangaroo
absolutely,
in
I
your
did.
head.
Honest.
So if you had done koala, then the fruit wouldn't have been an orange; it would have been an apple.
An apple, right?
And only I would know that because with my ESP,
right,
I would say, in Denmark, koalas don't eat apples. But you said
would've
you
worked.
thought kangaroo.
I did
and
think kangaroo.
I felt the vibe of kangaroo and orange. I told you it's ESP.
Yeah, all right.
Extra silly person.
Ray says, "Tell Nigel I have a meatball hero cooking on the hood of his car."
On the hood of my... It really is that hot out, huh, Ray? I was able to fry an egg on my hood yesterday. That's another story. All right, so here we go.
Go ahead.
We're going to do Now and Then. This is the very last Beatle recording. It has all 4 of them on the recording, thanks to AI.
I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you. And now and then, if we must start again, when we will know for sure that I will love you. Now and then, I miss you. Oh, now and then, I want you to be there for me, always to return to me. I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if you go away, then I will stay. Now and then, I miss you. Whoa, now and then, I want you to be there for me, always to return to me.
Take it, Frank. Nice. On the Galatone.
Yeah.
Guaranteed not to crack.
I know it's true. It's all
unrehearsed.
Again.
Most of us, as Jackie Gleason would say, well, there's a piece of it, Alice.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, exactly.
What were you referring to? A galactophone? What'd you say?
The Galatone.
Name of the guitar.
Oh.
The brand, the model of the Gretsch.
Oh. Okay.
It looks like the original Galatone guitar that John Lennon had in the pictures, his early pictures.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
In fact, have you guys been to Liverpool?
No.
Okay, there is a Beatles
I've been to
museum in Liverpool.
Yes, I've heard. Yeah.
That besides a lot of the Beatle instruments, has the Quarrymen. They donated some of their original instruments, including, if I remember correctly, the Galatone guitar. Now, I don't know if it was actually John's. It might have been. But there was a Galatone guitar there.
Nice.
So they might have had similar instruments.
Right.
I think Colin Hampton, the Quarryman drummer, had donated a bass drummer. There was a few very interesting things. If you get to Liverpool, it's great.
I know. I would love to go there. I've been to Abbey Road twice. I've never been to Liverpool, though.
Yeah, I've been to Abbey Road. They wouldn't let me in, believe it or not. I was at the door, and an engineer comes out. He goes, "Sorry, mate." He goes, "I'm working today." He goes, "I wish I was off."
Wow. You actually did make it to the door?
I did. But
too, right.
it wasn't. They weren't doing a tour or anything like that.
Right.
So
they, yeah, same thing. I walked up to the door, and then a big giant black guy comes to the door. You know, you're not supposed to be here. I said, I know. Okay.
And you know, we all crossed that
of
famous
course.
crosswalk, you know, and of course they try to hit us. They go, "It's Americans, 10 points. It's Americans."
It's true. It's a very busy spot, and they don't care. They'll come barreling right
we
through.
all want to take the picture, of course.
Right.
Did you ever see when Paul did it recently?
Oh yeah,
They almost hit him.
Yeah.
They did. They just
I don't think
missed
I saw
him.
that.
I did. I saw that on YouTube.
Is that right?
His daughter was filming it, and he almost got hit in the back.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Was he dressed the way he was dressed, barefoot and everything?
No.
I always love the story of that cover. How they remember the Paul is dead rumor.
Yeah, of course.
We
yeah.
all did that with the backwoods records.
Oh yeah.
and,
Oh yeah. We.
you know, I remember when that
backwards.
first started because I'm obviously, you know, I am a few years older than you guys. You know, I don't like to give away my age, but they do have cave drawings of my high school prom. You know.
Well, speaking
and
of
my
which,
social security number is 3.
well, speaking of which, and you're talking about the ESP, you're saying, you know, you're able to do that in your head. Is that because you don't have the fro anymore? Getting in the way of
I don't have the fro anymore. Getting
Right.
in the way. Why? Who's asking that? Oh, you have a picture of me with the.
Yeah,
Where did that come from?
Well, this is what I do. I stalk my guests, and I find stuff.
So you remember that was one of the early dates. My wife and I actually do have a picture of our first date together. So
Oh,
Frank,
really? Yeah.
Frank knows my wife Josie. Right?
Okay.
And funny story. Now Josie, I love her to death.
Yes.
She's been with me through thick and thin, and we've lived all the marriage vows: richer and poorer, better and worse. Good health, sickness, and in health. We're both cancer survivors ourselves.
Is that right?
That's
Both of you?
correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. But
me too, pal.
okay, so there you go. So here's the funny story. So on our very first date, I brought her to meet one couple I had at the time. You know, everybody was rock and roll musicians, all my circle of friends.
Right.
But I did have one couple that were my friends from the time we were in grammar school, who was a nice married couple.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to impress this girl and take her to meet my married friends.
Right.
So I bring her over to their house, and she tells them, she goes, I'm only dating him in case he becomes a rock star. And my answer to that was, I'm only dating her in case I don't. And of course, unfortunately, I was the one who was right.
Well, yeah, she's still waiting, huh? How many years married?
Next year we'll make May will make 45.
Very nice.
45 years
That's
married.
wonderful.
We have a son and a daughter, and we have one grandson.
Very nice. That's great. Good for you. Good for you. And and you didn't go through your cancer struggles at the same time, did you?
No, not exactly the same time. Yeah. No, but I will tell you this, Tony. After 45 years, well, we've been together even longer than that because we started dating a couple of years before we were married.
Sure.
But I will tell you this: I'm happily married. She told me so. How about yourself, Tony? You've been married a few years?
We've been married 26 years next month.
God
there
bless.
was a little interlude, a little break.
Okay, all right.
There was a little break,
All
but but we got married. Next month will be 26 years ago. We got
Yeah,
married.
my wife takes a break every once in a while too. I mean, how do you think she puts up with it?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
I know that feeling very well. I don't know how she puts up
I
with
tell
it.
her, honey, go away with your friends, do something enjoyable. You know, you need a break from me.
Yes, absolutely.
And when people
right.
meet her, they go, "Oh, he must keep you laughing all the time." She goes, "Not really." She goes, "I've heard all his jokes already."
Right,
But a lot of
bunch
people,
of times over and over.
Tony, when I tell people I want to be a comedian, they say, "I'm a big fan of your joke."
Andrew Fremder says, "Well, it's obvious now who the 2 Beatle replacements are going to be."
Oh, jeez.
How do you like that? and Vicky is claiming she knows how you did it since we.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm
Fremder-
glad. Does she want to share? And I'll tell her if she's right. Or
All right, yeah, Vicky. If you think you know how he did it, tell us, and Mike will tell you if you got it right or not.
I'll be honest.
Fremder says, "My wife and I are happily married and just started doing date night again twice a week. I go Tuesdays and she goes Thursdays."
Sounds like a Rodney.
Yeah.
I use a lot of those. I have a lot of self-deprecating humor because
Yes.
I definitely don't take myself serious. And I always
you
tell
can't,
people, I
right?
said, "Yeah, I know I'm ugly." And they say, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because when I went to traffic court and I said, 'Your Honor, may I approach the bench?' She said, 'No, stay back.'"
And yeah, Rodney had so many great stuff.
I even used that joke with the when the pandemic was over. I said, "I'm the only guy whose wife said, 'Keep the mask on.'"
That's it.
John Rusiello, "I am the boss in my house. I have my wife's permission to say so."
That's that's a good one. That's a good one.
Exactly.
Hey, my parents were married almost 73 years when my dad passed last year, and he always used to say, "I have the last word in my house," and you know what that is? Yes, dear.
Yes, absolutely right. So again, yeah, doing my stalking on Facebook to do my research. So yeah, so first I showed those photos. First I was thinking like you were a cast member of What's Happening, and then I just figured you were a pimp or something. But
Speaking of what's happening, when I in my years playing weddings, I forgot I did some celebrity weddings as well. And did you guys remember Haywood Nelson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dwayne.
He played Dwayne. And he hired us.
Really?
My wedding band night was we played on. I'll never forget. It was a boat called the Riveranda. And we played at Dwayne's wedding, and he was so nice. He was so sweet.
Cool.
Really?
And he was like, "Guys, anything you want, anything." And you know, of course, I had to do hi.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, I had to do that.
Put that in there
right?
somewhere.
But yeah, I played for Ralph Kiner's daughter, Tracy Kiner.
Really?
And when I met Ralph Kiner, his hand, we shook hands with, it was like holding a roast beef. The biggest hands I ever shook.
No kidding.
He was
a tremendous ball player in his day.
He led the National League how many years in a row with home runs, either tied or did it himself with on a last place team, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Right.
And Ralph Kiner was huge.
Yes.
And his hands, I mean, I couldn't play guitar for 3 months after shaking hands with Ralph Kiner. Let me tell you.
Well, I've told this on here a few times, but again, going to Met games and hanging out after the game, back at the old Shea Stadium, they would have the TV, like, you know, by the concession stands. You know, they have TVs so you can see the game. But those TVs never showed the commercials. It would just stay on whatever camera was, you know, showing whatever. So we would watch Kiner's Corner from the corridor. We'd watch. So they break into commercial, and this became a thing for us. Like, we had to like watch because we knew it was going to happen. During commercial break, there's Ralph on camera waiting for the show to pick up again. He would start doing his hair. I swear to you, and Frank will back me up. He would then start.
Oh, really?
And he would dig.
He was
man.
digging in.
He was digging.
Like on Seinfeld. No, it was a pig.
It was a pig.
It was a scratch. No pig.
This was a pick. This was.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
right? It became a thing. Like that was like part of our day. We got to watch the game and we got to see Ralph pick his nose. Like that became our thing. And more. There were plenty of times where he did it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh my God.
I miss Ralph.
I love, but again, celebrity sightings. You know, it really is funny. One time we did a wedding for. Remember the Yankees had a stadium announcer named Bob Shepard.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Very famous announcer.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing his niece's wedding.
Oh, wow.
And me being the lone Met fan in the band, all the Yankee fans like, "Mike, you gotta dedicate a song to Bob Shepard. I said, all right. So he gets out to dance with his niece.
Yeah.
My friend Vinny, who's passed, he was the instigator. He kept telling me, dedicate, because he was a big Yankee fan.
Okay.
So he would say, dedicate another song to Bob Shepard. I said, all right. So
Another
Bob
song.
Shepard came up to us and said, guys, you're embarrassing me. It's my niece's wedding. It's not
Right.
about me. He goes, I appreciate you noting who I am, but
Right. Oh, that's funny. I got two stories for you. The first story, a buddy of mine at the time was living in Belmore. Was good friends with a neighbor who lived across the street, whatever their names were, but they were good friends. And the wife, her father had passed away, and he had known this couple for many years from living in the house. And him and his wife were trying to figure out to possibly go to the wake, but then they found out it was either Queens or in the city. I'm thinking the city actually. And so they were like, "Oh, it's going to be tougher than we thought to go." And I think the kids were kind of younger at the time. And so they went to her and said, "Look, we were trying to think of a way to go, but I don't think we're going to be able to do this." And she said, "It's fine. It's going to be very crowded anyway, please." And my buddy he was just curious. He said, "What do you mean crowded? Like, what did your father do?" This was Bob Murphy's daughter.
oh, wow.
And he had no idea. Or he knew this woman for years. He had no idea. I guess the man never came to his daughter's house.
Yeah, right.
He never saw Bob Murphy there, but this
Wow.
was Bob Murphy's daughter. My other story, speaking of weddings, and I've told the story a few times here on the show. 1993, I was at my friend's wedding. Wedding band is playing, and it's dinner, so the band is now taking a break. They're eating dinner too, but the guitar player, one of the guitar players, I told you this, he stayed up. And he's got the acoustic, and he's just fiddling around, just quietly, just for atmosphere, just to have something going. And it's almost like bluegrass, finger-picking type stuff he's doing. But I just happened to pick up, I wasn't even really paying attention, but I just happened to pick up, I recognize some of the notes. And I'm not I love music, but I'm not a musician at all. But I just happened to notice he was playing this bluegrass thing of I Feel Fine. I was
Bluegrass version.
Yeah, it was just it didn't even sound like it sounded like he was kind of figuring it out as he was playing it, like he was just messing around. So I finished my dinner and he's still up there playing. So I went up to him quietly and I said, I thought that was kind of cool what you're doing with I Feel Fine. And he looked at me, he says, "You recognize that?" And I said, "Well, I'm a big Beatle fan." He reaches into his wallet. If you see the video, what they call Lennon's last televised concert appearance, where he does "Stand By Me" and "Imagine," and I think there might have been a third song. He's in this big red suit. I don't know if you're
The solo grade thing. Yeah.
okay. And all the band members have these bald caps on for some reason.
Right.
I don't know why, but in fact, Mark Rivera from Billy Joel's band is the sax player.
John Colbert's piano player who plays with Tom Chapin these days.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So this guitar player was him. He was in this band with Lennon. So he's showing me the picture. I was like, holy shit. And at the time, I'm in my early 20s. I'm thinking this is the closest I'll ever get to a Beatle. Like, I was just amazed.
Wow.
And at the time, he said this is before the internet.
What was his name, Tony? Oh, you forgot his name.
He told me at the time.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, you could probably look it up and find it. But but this is before the internet. This guy said he didn't have any video, any audio. He would love to see it.
Right.
Nowadays, that stuff is widely out there, so I'm sure this guy is thrilled, to see it. But that was that's my that's my killing 2-minute story. Right there.
That's. I like that one. That's a good
that was
one.
pretty cool.
Very interesting. You never know, like you said, you never know who's going to turn up. Or I won't mention the name of my dentist, but last year his wife's niece or nephew married the niece or nephew of Nancy Chevelle, who was Paul McCartney's wife.
Yeah,
and he's a guest at the wedding. No clue who was going to show up at this wedding.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he goes, "You're a Beatle fan, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I'm going to show you." He took video sitting as far away from you as I am now.
Right.
On his phone, he did a video of Paul McCartney getting up and singing with the wedding band. Can you imagine these guys in the wedding band, Frank?
Right.
And Sir Paul gets up and does. I saw her standing there at
I think
this
I've
wedding.
seen that.
I think since then it's been posted.
Yeah.
But he showed me last year, way before it was posted on social media, on his own personal phone. He goes, and all of a sudden, Uncle Paulie gets up. And I said, wow. Uncle Paulie.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That's crazy. And I noticed you got the Sun Records sticker there.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been there?
I was down in Nashville 2 years ago.
Nice.
and I visited the Johnny Cash Museum.
Nice.
And Nashville is a great music town.
That's what I've heard.
Have you been there, Frank?
No.
Yeah, they have music going all day long, and some of these young kids are very, very talented. I mean, it's like instead of a rattle, they throw a guitar or a fiddle in their bassinet. I mean, it's incredible how these kids play.
Some friends of mine went down there last summer. And now, I don't know, you guys tell me, I don't know if this is something that happens here, but I'd never heard of this. They said they went down to Nashville, they're going to the bars, like you said. They said it's all music all over the place. And they went in, they're watching some band, and you can the guests can request song after song. Like every song is a request, but you can't request unless you're throwing money into the pot.
Well, this is interesting. I'll expand on that. They have they usually have a tip bucket. It's like a silver, like an actual. And they walk as the band is playing. Someone from the band will go walking around into the audience and walk around the honky tonk or the bar.
Yeah.
And you're throwing stuff in the bucket.
Wow.
If you like what they did.
Okay.
I don't know if they get any type of a base salary.
Right. Okay. Well,
or if they work just for tips.
Right.
That's the thing I didn't know.
Right. So yeah, to expand on that, let's say I want to request you guys play, come together. I throw money in the pot, but now other people that want to hear that song, they'll throw money into the pot too for that, just for the one song. And so my friends were telling me I forget what song they told me it was, but it went up to I want to say like $60, $70. Because enough people wanted to hear that one song, and the band starts encouraging it. Oh, you want to hear the song that bad? Well, who's got another $5 to throw in? And it was almost like an auction.
Wow.
And so,
an auction for a song. Well, if we could get some Bitcoin and sell it going right now, Frank.
But then they did talk to the band after, and this particular band, and again, I'm just going by what my friends told me. They said there was no bass. The bar does not pay the band at all.
So
it's strictly from that pot.
So you just answered my question.
Right.
I don't know if every bar there operates
I don't know.
like that.
I just know this one particular night.
Wow.
But my friend said that there were several $100 in that pot. He said definitely more than what, say, a bar would pay a band here. He said easily there was more money in there.
Wow.
And because my friend plays, he's a drummer, Rob Linder.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he was just amazing. I thought that was a very interesting way to go. But that doesn't happen here, right? They don't do it like that here, right?
No, here it's usually a combination. Frank and I, if we do a gig, we'll put out a tip jar.
Right.
We'll get a set fee from the owner of the establishment, whether it's a restaurant or a bar.
Right.
And then we're hoping, and some nights it's good, some nights maybe not as good, but we're hoping that the patrons will give us some tips as well.
Sure.
In addition to what we're being paid.
Right.
But we would never go someplace just for tips. That's like working on commission.
Yeah, but this is. Would you even call this tips though? I mean, you're paying money to request a song.
Well,
it's not really a tip. I don't even know what to call it. I thought that was very interesting to see it done that way.
Yeah, that is interesting. Tom.
Yeah.
But.
All right, let's see. Frank Kafora just signed in. He says, sorry he's late to the show. No problem, Frank. I don't know if you're a Genesis guy, but Frank plays in Seconds Out, a Genesis tribute band.
Oh, wow. There's so many
phenomenal.
great tribute bands around that really reproduce the music of the original artists. I'm always impressed by that, especially if the band pays attention to detail.
Exactly.
Jerry Lahane says, Cash did... Oh, Jerry Lahane... All right, I'll
Hey, we could do some Folsom Prison Blues.
Well, let's this story first. Though.
Yeah, Jerry Lahane claims to be a ghostwriter.
Oh, okay.
He claims he's written for Petty, Harrison, Johnny Cash, and he's claiming now Roy Orbison as well.
He's a ghostwriter?
That's what he says.
That's a pretty spooky story. I'm scared.
He also claims to be a ghostwriter for Howard Stern and Jackie the Joke Man.
Wow.
Jackie the Joke Man has been in here, and Jackie the Joke Man said for years he's been hearing this about this man, and it's not true.
Oh,
so, Jerry, I don't know what to tell you.
Then you know what? In the famous words of the lion from The Wizard of Oz, I'd turn back if I were you. How about we do some Johnny Cash? What do you think, Frank?
You know any Johnny Cash?
I'll follow him.
Well, I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunlight since I don't know when. but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train just keeps a rolling right down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, Mama told me, son, always be a good boy, never play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And when I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. All right, Frankie, give me some train rhythm.
Dad, you go.
Bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car, probably drinking coffee, smoking big cigar. But I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. Come on, take one now, Frank. Yeah. If they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train were mine, bet I'd move a little, farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle just blow my blues away.
Very nice.
All
that was
right.
great.
By the way, this
Thank
Sun
you.
Records label was given to me by Ray, Mr. Shuby himself,
Okay.
Ray Luisi. He had gotten a couple of these, and this one, it's a Johnny Cash label.
Oh,
I
nice.
Walk the Line.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, thank you, Shuby.
Do you know I've Been Everywhere, Man? Do you know that one?
I've been everywhere, man.
But that-
I've been
the
everywhere. I don't
verses
know all
are
the
hard,
words.
yeah, all
I
the
don't know
cities,
the
yeah.
words. The only other Johnny Cash song I do Ring of Fire.
Oh, sure.
And that's always a crowd, we get the whole crowd, all
Yep.
fill into burning ring of fire.
That's a great tune. You ever see $1 Million Quartet?
I heard that's fantastic.
Yeah,
it was a
so-
show on Broadway, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't. It was Johnny Cash, Elvis,
Right.
Was
Carl
it Jerry
Perkins,
Lee Lewis,
Jerry
and
Lee.
Paul Perkins. I heard it
Yep.
was fantastic.
Oh,
A good
it's
buddy
great.
of mine, Richie, who also introduced me, was the one who introduced me to Keith Emerson. Actually, he saw it. He said it was a fantastic show.
I had front row at the Argyle Theater in Babylon. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was great. Which is actually, this was a great segue. What other bands do you, I know you're a Beatle freak. What other bands are you into?
Oh, that Loom Lodge in my
Legend.
that I like. Well, I do like to listen to. It's not so much a band, but works by certain. In other words, like there's certain albums I like.
Okay.
Like certain periods. Like for example, if you think of the very first Led Zeppelin album,
Sure.
I think that's a classic album.
Yep.
And of course the second one and the Stairway to Heaven.
That's 4.
Yeah, that's Led Zeppelin 4. So those 3 albums by Zeppelin are my favorites. Then, of course, the first Black Sabbath album. I
Oh,
love
nice.
that one.
Yeah.
I love Asia by Steely Dan. To me, is timeless. I can
Yes.
listen to it all the time.
Yep.
Whenever I'm doing work around the house, which, of course, my wife says I don't do enough. But her name is Josie, and there is a song on the Asia album called Josie, right?
Yeah. Asia is one of the best songs ever.
But that album is just a fantastic, and it still sounds fresh today.
Is Denny Diaz on that one? I don't think
I think he was early, wasn't
Yeah, he was early, yeah. He's a Hicksville guy, just like us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And Moody Blues, I like a lot of their body of work, and of course Eric Clapton. I like. There's a lot of different people. It's what you're in the mood for. Did you see the Bob Marley movie?
I did. I was like, I thought it was it started out weird, and then it got better to me. But at the beginning, like, I had one of those feelings like it was like started in the middle of something like that. I felt like I tuned in late.
He was so young. I mean, he started that whole new genre of music.
Yes.
I mean, the reggae music. I mean, that's something that a lot of times in the summertime, if you're having an outdoor barbecue, that's something Josie and I like to listen to.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah, that's great
there's different
stuff.
music for different.
Okay, so you're just
right?
more. So that's cool. You're an album guy as opposed to.
Yeah, as opposed to
particular-
just
that's good.
the entire body of work by
Right.
one artist. You
Mhm.
know, I like certain albums. You know, talk about Billy Joel. I mean, I love The Stranger. I love 52nd Street.
Oh, yeah, man.
Glass Houses. I mean, he had a period in there where I was really getting entrenched in a lot of.
Oh, in the late '70s, he could do no wrong. Yeah.
Right. So
wow.
incredible. I mean, there's just certain bodies of work. Elton John had that period with Yellow Brick Road and
Right.
Captain Fantastic, and
Yep.
the same thing. I mean, they just.
Let me ask you this, because I complained about it yesterday on my show, and I think. Did we talk? I forget if we talked about it or not.
You complained. I wasn't even here yet.
That's what I was complaining. Mike's coming in. I get the Who.
Oh, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pete Townsend is putting out they're going to do a ballet version of Quadrophenia.
Really?
That makes me mad.
A ballet version of Quadrophenia.
Quadrophenia, I mean, it starts off with The Real Me, and I mean, it's the Who, especially early Who, is like manly, tough, hard-hitting stuff, and now we're going to, like, I don't know, it makes me mad. Like, Pete Townsend, there's no way he needs the money that bad.
No.
My guess is his wife, she's a little cutie, and she sings, and she seems to be from that realm of, like, performance theater and like, it's probably her. Pete probably likes the sex that he's getting, and it's like, you're gonna do a ballet. Oh, all right, honey, all right, whatever you want. That's the only reasoning I can think of.
What did I say to you the other day about that? Wait till the Van Halen one comes out.
And that's not happening. Van Halen would not do that to me.
You reminded me of a joke that I once heard. Well, what the heck? I might as well say it, right? This is the governor's comedy.
Absolutely.
Show. So this guy gets off the plane from Italy. He just arrives in America.
Okay.
And he looks just like Engelbert Humperdinck.
Okay.
So this old guy goes up to him and he goes, are you Engelbert Humperdinck? He goes, oh, no, I'm Enzo the Barber. So another guy comes up to him and goes, are you Engelbert Humperdinck? He goes, no, I'm Enzo the Barber. This beautiful young woman comes up to him. He goes, Engelbert Humperdinck. And he goes, every day I wake up, but then I started to break up. And lonely is the man without love.
Nice.
True story. And again, another story I've told on here before. One of my best friends lives in England. He's a musician in England. His name is Elio. And he was here, and did the show, and after,
love his frozen pizzas, by the way.
I knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming.
I knew that was coming. And after the show, we went to Zorn's, and we had some lunch.
Yep.
And we're sitting there, and we're eating, and I think, was David Clark? No, I was going to say, David Clark might have been with us. I forget if he was with us or not. But we're sitting there, and now Elio does a Billy Joel show in England, and actually throughout many parts of Europe. But he does, his own stuff as well. But he's been selling out theaters doing a Billy Joel. In fact, BBC Radio, I've been meaning to tell you guys, BBC Radio on August 3rd, they're playing one of his concerts on which BBC Radio. That's as big as it gets in England,
yeah. Yep.
And it'll be available worldwide on their website. So August 3rd is when it premieres, and it'll be available for 30 days after if you want to go back and listen to it.
Cool.
It's 2 hours of his Billy Joel show. They had to cut a lot of it because the show is actually over 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we're in Zorn's, we're having lunch, and we're talking about the show we just did. We're talking a lot about Billy Joel, obviously. So a guy comes walking over as we're eating. He goes, "Excuse me, fellas." He goes, I couldn't help but overhear that you guys are talking a lot about Billy Joel. So I thought for sure he was going to then turn to Elio. So I've been, hearing what you've been saying. What's your name again? Can I have an autograph? Maybe he's going to England, in a couple months. He'll go to see him. He turns to me, and he goes, "Are you Mike Del Judas?" And
okay.
and Me being me, yes, I am. This guy took I'm telling you, he took at least 7 pictures with me. He was like all excited. He asked me questions about where I'm going to play, and I don't know Mike as well as I used to, but there was a time me and him were pretty close friends. So at the time I didn't. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be at 89 North in 2 weeks, or I'm going to be at Mulcahy's. Like, I started rattling off because I just happened to know like the next week or two of where he was going to be. So I'm like, yeah, please come see me and make sure you say hi after the show. Like, I was really playing up, never telling the guy.
That you're not really.
Never told him. And I prayed and prayed and prayed that I would see these pictures posted somewhere. But I guarantee he showed this on his phone to somebody like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but that's not Mike Del Giudice. So he must have never posted it because I was diligently looking all over Mike's pages and his fan pages. Never found it.
He's going to find you someday.
And you know, it's funny because everybody looks like someone, right?
Yes.
So like when people used to tell me that I remind them of Billy Crystal. Like, so I would go, "You look marvelous now." And it is better to look good than to feel good. When he used to do Fernando.
Oh yeah,
remember Billy?
one of my favorite stand-ups with Billy Crystal in his old days. You actually went to see him.
Didn't you come with
No,
me?
I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
no, that's one of my regrets. I didn't go.
I saw him in Hofstra, I think it was one time.
And didn't they film it?
Yeah, they filmed it for.
My brother saw his show. My brother Ron.
Oh, the 700 Sundays.
Yeah, he said, "Mike, what a fantastic show."
I have the video, but I would have loved to have seen it live, man. Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
700 Sundays. That's like me on a year bender at Carvel. I don't know. Every Wednesday it's Sunday. That's great. Tom Carvel.
That's good.
I have a great Carvel story from last week. Linda and I, the drummer from 45 RPM, we were carpooling because we did a corporate gig upstate. Mm-hmm. So we're on our way back, and we start talking. It was a hot, humid day, and we're talking about. She plants the thought in my head that she's dying for Carvel. So I'm like, I hadn't even thought about ice cream in a while. So I get home, and I'm exhausted, I'm dehydrated. I take it, and I said to Josie, I want Carvel, I want ice cream. So being the great wife that she is, a little plug there for you, Joes. She runs out and finds a Carvel that's open, gets me the big vanilla soft serve with the wet walnuts. One of my faves.
Who doesn't like wet nuts?
What?
You set him up that time.
Yeah, I said, all right, Tony, I can give you a few softballs.
Well, here's a good one from Fremder. He says, the Who's doing a ballet. Who are you? Toot, 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 toot.
That's like
funny.
that. That's a good one.
That is pretty funny.
I like that one. That's a good one.
All right, so real quick, we have just a few minutes left. Yeah. Again, doing my stalking on Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you big into like Marvel and
Yes.
that stuff? You are.
Yes, I love all the Marvel movies. That when I was a kid growing up, I bought all the comic books. All
Okay, and continues to this day.
Yeah, I still love watching all those movies, Avengers and Captain America and Thor and all of them.
So you're excited? Daredevil? Did you watch that?
I've watched a few of them. There's a few different. There's the
latest TV series.
With Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yeah.
Of course.
I thought that was fantastic.
Very, very well
and
done.
I'm very excited because they're bringing it back, so I'm very excited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's great. Yeah, I love all the Marvel stuff.
Did you watch Luke Cage?
I did.
You did?
I certainly did.
Go back. Yeah. Watch the very first episode, just maybe the last 5 to 10 minutes.
I did watch Luke Cage. Yeah,
all right, but the first episode. Just go back and watch the last 5 to 10 minutes of it.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you why. You let me know when you see it.
Okay. All right.
Should I tell him?
No, you can tell me. Are you in it, Tony?
Yes.
Oh, I will. I'll go
There's
back
a clear shot of me the first 2 episodes.
So you do some acting on
I am an official Marvel character. I was in Luke Cage.
I didn't know that.
I act.
Do you actually have a SAG card?
I do not.
Okay, so people with a SAG card get speaking lines, from what I understand.
And I do not. Yeah, but, you won't see me speaking. You won't see me saying anything, but you can tell it's me as clear as day.
Somebody asked me, "Do you have a SAG card?" I said, "No, but I saw myself in the mirror and I'm sagging."
Oh yeah, oh yeah. In that regard, I'm definitely
physique, but not a SAG card.
Exactly.
Is it on YouTube?
Is it on YouTube? I have no idea if it's on YouTube. But yeah, you can see me as clear as day in the first 2 episodes. But the first episode especially, and it's great because my son is heavily into this stuff. He lives and breathes this stuff.
Yeah, you know that same actor who played Luke Cage. He was in a series recently called Evil. Did you watch that series?
I did not watch it. I know of it, but no, I didn't. It was good.
Yeah, he's
a good actor. Yeah,
I love him in that role as well.
Yeah. Oh yes, all right. I'll check that out then.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
Evil.
it.
It's called.
He was very nice. We actually. in between takes at one point. Me and him were just standing in a corner. It was very strange. He pulls a sandwich bag out of his pocket and had a hard-boiled egg.
Oh, really?
And he just starts eating
Well, he's
the
a
egg.
big muscular guy,
He
so
is,
I guess
yeah.
he's got to keep up that protein
I guess so.
intake.
He also had like this little, like a mister thing. He kept spraying the top of it, like right around here. He kept spraying.
Oh, really? Okay.
But we were, but yeah, so we're in between takes. It's just me and him. Really nice guy. We were just shooting the shit for probably a good 10, 15 minutes. And we're not paying attention. And we're just talking. All of a sudden we hear, ready, and action. And he looks at me. Like, we didn't know what they were even shooting. He didn't know if he was supposed to be somewhere. I swear to you, he just looked at me. And then I just looked to see what they're doing, and I just helped him. I said, I don't think you're in this scene. And he just looked quick, and he's looking. He goes, okay, yeah, I'm not. And it just, and then when they were done, the two of us just burst out
great,
laughing.
Andy.
Yeah, really nice guy.
See,
Yeah.
again, I love hearing when a celebrity is a good person. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, that's not the case on everything I've been on. I was, I can't remember the actor's name. Shit, it's going to bug me. I did an episode of, did you see Hunters with Al Pacino? It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
hunting.
It's about hunting Nazis. Yeah,
right.
yeah. It was
Great.
a very good show.
The first season
Was
I
that
thought was
Amazon
amazing.
Prime at
Yes,
the
it was
time?
on
Yeah, it was
Amazon.
very good. I
Yeah.
saw
The
it was
sec-
2 seasons.
yeah.
I know. It
Second
kinda
season
got a
was,
little, when he goes, yeah, I'm the wolf.
Right. Yes. But I thought the first season was very good. So there's a big close up of me in that episode.
Okay, which one? Which one, Tom?
I want to say episode 7.
Okay, and
I'm not
that's
positive if
season
that's
1 or
right.
2?
Season 1.
Okay, I'll look for it.
In fact, just
so
the other
the first
day.
episode of Luke Cage.
Right.
And the 7th episode
I
of
think
Hunters.
it's 7 of
Okay.
Hunters. I think. Just the other day, a buddy of mine wrote to me on Facebook. He goes, I'm watching Hunters, a TV show called Hunters. He goes, "Is that you?"
Is that
I was
you?
like, "Yeah, that's me."
You said no. It's Mike Del Judas.
That's good. That's
But I can't remember. I can't remember the actor's name that was in Hunters. He was on, like, How I Met Your Mother or The Big Bang. He was on one of those CBS.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about? He wasn't the friendliest of people.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
was
I know who you're talking.
little
Did he
dicky.
play the grandson or something?
No, that was like the main guy. No.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking
He
about-
was one of the supporting characters. He was like like his character was an actor, but they kind of brought him in to to be a part of the Hunters.
Yeah.
So that he can go and like pretend to be like undercover type work, but they picked him because he was an actor.
Yeah, but in real life, you didn't find him to be too friendly.
No, not at all.
But some of the did you meet Al Pacino?
No.
Oh, okay.
When I heard that was a show that I had heard it. I mean, obviously they were still filming, so it wasn't on yet. But I don't know why, but I knew somehow I heard that Pacino was a part of this. I was very excited, but no, he wasn't around for that.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I did a show with that Timothy Hutton was on.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the show. It was a series that didn't last long.
Oh, the Librarians or something? Oh, no, which one am I thinking of?
Not
the Librarians. Oh.
I don't remember now what it was called, but
Now I'm confused.
But same thing. Yeah, I hear you.
Tony, it doesn't
same
take
thing.
much.
I was hoping to meet him too, but he wasn't around in the scene that it was called. It was family. Something. The word family was in the title.
Matters.
Yeah, right.
Does it matter, really?
You're right. It doesn't matter.
Did I do that? Exactly.
Oh, Josh Radnor. That's it.
Oh, okay. So
thank you, Frank. Yep, Josh Radnor. Yeah, he was not the friendliest of guys. First season of Hunters was outstanding. Yes, it was. Evil is Crazy Good series. Okay. Jeff Bosey says amazing. All right. And the way they never meet your hero. They say they never meet you. What an asshole. I guess that's why.
Should we leave off with a song like "All You Need Is Love"? Or something?
I didn't know you were in Luke Cage. That was my least favorite out of all the Marvel shows on Netflix. No, it wasn't. Iron Fist was awful. We were yelling the other day. Yesterday, we had a guest in here, Valerie Stazone. She's a local actress. She was heavily into this stuff. She said Luke Cage was the worst and Iron Fist was better. And no, Iron Fist blew chunks.
Hey, how about that episode of The Punisher that was filmed at KJ Farrell's?
Oh, was that right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was
That
season
show was
2.
good.
It was from season 2. I remember that.
Oh, I'll have to go back and check that out.
Great. Yeah, fantastic.
Same
And
thing. First
the
season
same
was
stage
fantastic.
that Frank and I both played on many times.
That's right.
Some Prune Belly All-Star gigs.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. How about we leave him with some love? What do you think, Tone?
Absolutely.
Did you want to do your mutual friend thing first?
Do that first?
It's up to you.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. All right, we'll do that first, and then I'll do my rundown of upcoming stuff here at the club and on Govs. So, yeah, we got another. If you guys don't mind, we'll just do another 5 minutes. It's 12:30 now, so we'll do another
5 minutes
5
is
minutes.
fine because Josie's waiting for me.
Okay. Not outside.
No, not outside.
Oh. That's happened. That's happening. I've had guests. They're like, "Oh yeah, I got so and so waiting outside."
Oh my God.
No, I actually drove here by myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I do have an ankle bracelet on that's starting to beep.
Just bring home some All-American and you'll
It's
be
either
fine.
her or my parole officer.
I might be going there after this.
What's that?
I might go there after this.
What, All-American?
Yeah. Been there a long time.
All right, so what I do with a lot of guests, I go on the Facebook, and see, that's how white and old I am.
Facebook.
I go on the Facebook.
The
Facebook.
Facebook.
And I look at mutual friends that we would have, or do have.
Okay.
So I'm just going to rattle off some names. You can say anything you want about them. You can tell me to move on. You can say whatever you want.
No, I won't do that.
You don't?
I would never badmouth
Oh,
that. It's not my
you
way.
can if you want, but you can
But
say
it's
whatever
not
you
my
want.
way, Tony.
All right. You don't have to. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. So the first name I have is Bob Buckman.
Oh, Bob Buckman from WBAB.
That's the one.
I've met him a couple of times. Yes,
Nice man.
He was very friendly. In fact, I think, why am I thinking Tony and I think he had us as guests one time.
Nice.
On his show?
I think so.
Wow.
What am I thinking? Tony would remember that.
Okay.
Especially if we come on here together.
And yeah, which we are going to do. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you knew Bob. I knew Bob a little bit.
I knew more from the restaurant he used to have.
Right. You played it, right?
Played there a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some conversations with him. I'm trying to get him on here.
That'd be cool.
I would love to talk to
I
Bob
think Tony
Buckman.
knows him better than I do.
Oh, yeah?
honestly,
I'll
'cause
write to him.
I met him
See
a
if
couple of
he
times.
does
No, I'll talk to him again.
Yeah,
It's all right.
okay.
All right. Then, now, so the next couple of names I have, I'm actually going to mention some couples.
Oh.
So both people. Joe and Eri DeJesu.
Fantastic people.
Both of them.
Love them.
And she's hot.
Fantastic. They're great people. They really are.
I've teased Joe
Love
about that
them
many
very
times.
much.
Yeah, absolutely great people. All right, now the next two names, they're not a couple, but they're siblings. Mike and Joe Halupa.
Fantastic people.
Yep. I've known Joe since I was 13.
I don't know Joe as well, but I see Mike regularly
Yeah,
because he
Mike's
is
a good boy.
He is our head guy who takes care of everything for 45 RPM.
And he does it for free,
I can't
right?
just call Mike a roadie. I can't call him a roadie
Right.
because that doesn't describe.
No, he's like a
everything.
part of the band.
It doesn't describe everything Mike does for
Right.
us. In other words, I'll tell you a quick joke. We were playing one night at the Platt, the Platt Deutsch,
Oh, Platt
the
Deutsch.
German restaurant.
Franklin Square.
And Mike always makes sure that he gets our food orders in and, that we're all fed. At least after the first set, we get something to eat.
Very nice.
And one night he was away on vacation and he wasn't there. And so I made a big deal out of it when he came back. I said, Mike, I'm glad you're back because I starved that night.
Haven't eaten since.
You weren't there to take care of us.
I saw him yesterday, actually.
You saw who? Mike yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Where?
He came over to the house. He does a lot of handyman work.
Yeah.
So we had him come over to look at some stuff.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
He was very good.
Yeah. Mike and Hillary Epstein.
I don't know them.
Fleetwood Mac?
I don't know them.
Oh, they're on your friends list.
Yeah, again, that's another thing. Here's the funny thing with Facebook. A lot of times musicians will network
sure.
with each other
Yep.
and become friends on Facebook, but you may never have met these people. or
Yeah,
know
sure.
them. Yeah, I
Okay.
can honestly say I don't know them.
Joyce Panone.
Joyce Panone, that sounds familiar.
She owns the Tux.
Joyce Gill Panone?
That's the one, yes.
Yes, in fact, you and I think we met her a few times at gigs that we've played at.
I know Joyce, yeah.
Yes.
Love her.
She's
She's
more of your
wonderful.
friend.
Yeah.
But I've met her on gigs. Very nice. Yeah, I met her.
All right, so going into the comedy world, John LaRocchia.
Yes, John is a second cousin of mine. He actually
Really?
He's married. John's wife Paula.
Yeah.
was my dad's cousin.
Wow.
And she's a lot younger than my dad, obviously, because his uncle had remarried with a younger woman. And Paula is actually a contemporary of mine.
Okay.
She's not actually my first cousin, but she was my dad's first cousin. And John is her husband.
Wow.
He's the comedian fireman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Does the laughter saves lives?
Yeah.
And he lives
Yep.
down in Massapequa as
Yep.
well. Yeah.
Good
he's
man.
he's a good man. I like John a lot. All right, two more names. Lisa Rosengarten.
Don't know him.
Okay. Nick Cesano.
Don't know him.
Oh, all right. He's with the band Moonflower, the Santana tribute.
Don't know him.
Okay.
But again, there's people that you're friends with on Facebook.
Yeah, of
who
course.
I'm sure you have Facebook friends that you never met.
Absolutely, especially in the comedy world. Yeah, we
know?
friends with a lot of.
As soon as I
guys in
get
the
home,
world.
my wife is going to introduce me to my kids. Someday you'll have kids of your own. Yeah, you will too, my son said.
All right. So with that, we'll get one more tune out of you, and then I'll go through the whole list of stuff we got going on here. So
I think it's always appropriate to leave them with love. What do you think, Frank?
Go for it.
Here we go.
Yep.
Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can save that can't be saved. No one you can save that can't be saved. There's nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Love. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. All you need is love.
All together now.
All you need is love.
Everybody.
All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need. She loves you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought you said you go into something else at the end of that.
Oh.
In your games you do.
Oh, on my...
Yeah.
Do that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, do that and I'll sit out.
Okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah.
All right, I didn't... I do it at the... Here's something I do at the vet's home all the time. This is something I do at the vet's home. I always perform for the veterans, and it is a great honor of mine to do that. And I'd like to leave you all with this. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless everybody out there.
Very nice.
Thank you, Tony.
Very nice. All right. So with that, it is just about time for us to go. I'm playing Hail to the Chief after you play. Michael Ponella, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Very nice. That was great. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do this again. That was a lot of fun. All right. It is time for us to get out of here. Thank you guys for sticking around with us for a few extra minutes. Let me tell you real quick what's going on around here. So today is Thursday. We have a lot going on tonight here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We got my true crime Obsession with Christine Dana. That's tonight at 6:30. We got Circling the Drain tonight at 7. And then at 8 o'clock, we got Primal Scream with Nick Greystone. So that'll be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, Coffee with the Dog at 9 a.m. And then Andy and I are back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're still open to have some guests, but nothing solidified just yet. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, YouTube and Facebook. And, of course, don't forget Gov's Governor's Comedy Clubs. We've got a lot going on this weekend here at Governor's. Don't forget, Clash of the Islands, presented by Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's tomorrow night, the big night. So please make your reservations. We still have some open spots. It's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mike Pacchetti and Friends. Mike is hosting. Greg and Rob are performing. Tony Landolfi featuring Irene Bremis is the headliner. It's going to be a great show. You're going to love it. Promise. Saturday night, Joey Cola playing over there at McGuire's in Bohemia. Next Thursday, our own Andy Plajanos playing at McGuire's in Bohemia. That's next Thursday. That's part of the Long Island Laugh-Off. So go and support Andy and vote for him so that he goes to the next round. Governor's here in Levittown, August 3rd. Joey Cola again. August 8th, Mark David Hirschman doing a special stand-up for epilepsy show. Chris Monty is a part of that. I'll be doing 5 minutes there as well. September 27th, Knockem Dead Comedy at the Brokerage in Belmore. We're doing a fun audience interactive murder mystery show. It's a redneck wedding. It's going to be a lot of fun. The very next night, right here in the Giggle Room at Governor's in Levittown, Knockem Dead Comedy again, performing a game show, Triple X Trivia. Come join us for that. Gov's Comedy Club Podcasts on Saturday, October 5th presents The Down and Outs, Claudia Sherman and Gretchen Kammer featuring Nancy Parker, and I'll be hosting that one. That's going to be fun. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast also hosting another night with Mike Pacchetti, Clash of the Boroughs, Staten Island and Astoria, Queens, with Karen Krentz, Johnny McDonald, and Greg Criticos. And then, of course, in December, Knockem Dead Comedy again, this time at McGuire's in Bohemia, performing our Redneck Wedding Murder Mystery Show again. So, like I said, don't forget, join us tomorrow night at the Giggle Room here at Governor's in Levittown for Clash of the Islands. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also performing on a Governor's stage this weekend, whether it's the Giggle Room, the main stage in Levittown, the Brokerage in Belmore, or McGuire's in Bohemia. Let's see. We got Sean Donnelly, the Uptown Comedy Show, Nikki Smiggs, Anthony Rodia, and like I said, Joey Cola. And don't forget us tomorrow night. Please come and join us. Go to govs.com to make your reservations. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see what we got going on, our full schedule, and information on how you can hire us for your event. Socials, and maybe give us, maybe 1 or 2 upcoming gigs. Give us your socials, where we can find you.
Upcoming gigs that are coming up. Okay.
And where they can find you, like on social media and stuff.
Okay, well, I am on Facebook, Michael Ponella, and if you don't get me, because I hardly go on Facebook, you'll get my wife, Josephine Cavallero Ponella. And like I said, I'll be doing this Saturday night with 45 RPM at the Mineola Amphitheater.
Very nice.
Next Tuesday with 45 RPM at the Nesconset Gazebo. In fact, you know what? I have a few things written down. Can I read it?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Do you have anything going on? Well, you know what? Tell us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sunday. We're being part of a Harry Chapin tribute concert at Chapin Rainbow Theater at Heckscher Park in Huntington, 7 p.m.
And who's with us next week in here?
Next
next
week
Thursday?
is actually one of the players from that show, Christine Salamino. She's a keyboard player. Really, really good.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Go ahead,
Okay,
Mike.
so July 28th, which is a week from Sunday, Beyond Fab reunion with Mike Green, Reggie, George Tebbett, and Wayne Sabasto, and Reggie Bell, and myself. And it's going to be for Lenny Toby's 25th birthday celebration. That's 12:30 at the Warehouse in Amityville. August 3rd, 45 RPM is at the Plattdeutsch. August 9th, 45 RPM, the Big Eisenhower Park show. That's always a big one. Nice. August 11th, 45 is at the Salt Shack. August 25th, Beyond Fab at the Moon Chaser out of Captree. September 20th, the Shoobies will be performing at Salisbury Tavern. It's the return of my buddy Ray Luisi, Shoobie himself. Mm-hmm. And on September 22nd, I'll be performing with Strawberry Fields and my buddy Tony Garofalo at the City Winery, so in Manhattan. So there you go. That's some dates coming up.
What time is that, the Lenny thing?
The Lenny Toby, that's going to be 12:30 to 4 on July 28th at the Warehouse.
Oh, okay.
It's a Sunday afternoon.
So go to that because that's a great event and it's a great band. But then stick around after that because from starting at 4:00, there's a band called the 69ers Band, but opening up for them is a band called Mayhem. They're a band of all special needs people. So they're fantastic and a lot of fun, and they can use your support. So head on over. That's why I asked because I was like, that's the date. I think Mayhem is playing there. So go there on the 28th and just stay there the whole day. There you go. All right, so that's it. We're out of here. Thanks for sticking around with us. Thank you again, guys. This was a lot of fun. And all right, so don't forget tonight at 6:30, my true crime obsession, and then it just goes from there for a little while. So join us tonight on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. See you guys later.